What is up? I hope you guys are doing well today. And today we're talking NFL, and I'm gonna give you guys my full strategy for the season, right here. So, yeah, basically, first off, we're gonna talk receiving yards, and this is basically alt receiving yards. So we're looking at the lines on props.cash here, and we're looking at lines that are under 30 yards, right? So any of these guys under 30 yards, we can consider, like even if they're 30.5, 31.5, we can consider them. And we want to hit their lines. We want to hit their alternate lines, right? So say Nick Chubb's lines at 4.5 yards, Henry's lines at 4.5 yards. We're gonna hit them for 20 receiving yards, and we're gonna get super good odds on that. So I can show you guys an example here, but like here's an example, right? So we're hitting Disley's normal lines 19 and a half yards, Saquon's normal lines 13 and a half yards. We combine them together, we get plus 1500, right? So we're getting super good odds on these guys, and they have a chance of hitting this. They have a good chance of hitting this, right? So we're gonna make different two-leg long shot parlays and then different three-leg long shot parlays and try to make money with it. Who we're gonna check? We're gonna check Derrick Henry. But like you find these running backs with super low receiving yard lines, and they got a good chance of hitting like 20 yards, 25 yards. And they just need to have like one big like breakaway catch or whatever, and then they'll hit your line for you like real quick. So that is something I love betting on. They don't have all the lines up yet, but like this is kind of the gist of it. You're hitting the receivers for like 15 yards more than their projection. And then we're getting like plus 300, plus 400 odds on that, right? And that's going to be able to make us a lot of money, right? We're hitting these guys with plus 300 odds, plus 400 odds, and combining them in different like two-leg parlays. And we're going to be able to make a lot of money there. So let's try to find a few more examples. So say we got Coker or Leggett, we can maybe hit for like 50 yards. They don't have the alternate lines up yet. They don't have a lot of the lines up yet, just because it's super early. But yeah, we're kind of hitting parlays like this. You guys get the gist of it. So that's what we're doing for receiving yards, rushing yards. Once again, we can look at the differences here. You can do this for receiving yards as well, just to find like edges. So Rico Dowdle, his line is 23 yards. He's projected like 40. So that wouldn't be a bad bet at all. Like we hit him at 40 yards, and we're gonna get a ton of value there. I don't know if they have any of the lines up, but yeah, we basically can hit like certain players with lines like higher than they should be, and then profit, right? So like Bigsby at 60 yards, stuff like that. But we're looking for like running backs, like for rushing yards, we kind of want them to be anywhere from like 0 yards to like 40. 40 is kind of the max we want to do. Let's see if they have Javonte Williams up real quick. Let's see if we can find an example for you guys. Um, but yeah, we're just looking for like the running backs to do like 20 yards more than they're projected or like 15 yards more than they're projected. They just have to have like one really good run and we can start hitting some of our lines. So say we got Javonte for 37 yards. We hit his alt line at say like 60 yards here. We're getting plus 310 odds, really good odds. And we can do this the same thing with the quarterbacks as well. So they don't have Dak Prescott up here, but I would hit Dak for like 20 yards maybe. One big rush and then he hits his line, right? And we'll get him at like plus 400 for 20 yards. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to be doing for the rushing yards. So rushing yards and receiving yards, we want to look at lines that are low, try to find them where they can go 15 or 20 yards above their line, hit their alt lines for the value, and then hope they have a good day, right? So receiving yards, like I was saying, like you look for lines under 30 yards and like anywhere from like 0 to 30 yards. If they're lines like that, then they're a good candidate. Try to find ones with a good edge. So like if they got a good edge here, projected way higher than they're supposed to do, that's definitely going to help your case. Like Charbonnet for 20 yards is a great bet right here, as we see. So yeah, we're trying to find good value and good um We want to find good alternate lines that have good value, like plus 300, plus 400, plus 200. We're looking for rushing yards and receiving yards, so those are good options. And we can also look at anytime TDs. And all we gotta do for anytime TDs is like try to find good value. We don't want to hit any of these like minus 160 value, like anytime TDs. We're trying to hit like ones that are at least plus 200. Like for everything, I'm like trying to find stuff that's at least plus 200 just so like the parlay will have good payout with like a two leg or a three leg. So anything plus 200 or higher, we can consider. Wide receivers get a lot of touchdowns, running backs get a lot of touchdowns, like Rashad White, not a bad pick. Charbonnet, not a bad pick. Scatterboo, not a bad pick. But like players like names that like are either the wide receiver one, two, or three, or the running back one or two. They got a good chance at getting in the end zone. And something to keep in mind is when you're betting on like a QB getting into the end zone, they have to run it in. So they're not gonna like be able to throw a touchdown and it's gonna count as an anytime touchdown. They have to run the ball across the line or catch the ball across the line for it to count as an anytime touchdown. So that's something to keep in mind. So like Ray McLeod here, not a bad pick. Dalton Schultz, not a bad pick. Wendell Robinson, not a bad pick. But like you want to look at their defense versus the position as well. So if they're playing a shit defense, they got a way better chance of scoring. Like Rico Dowdle going against a 30th defense against that position. Not a bad play for a touchdown. But we're just looking for good odds, and we can combine these together with the wide receiver yards and then rushing yards, and we can make a nice parlay. But yeah, I would say make a list of like 15 to 20 players that you like their lines and you like their alternate lines. Put them together in a bunch of different two leg and three leg parlays. I have videos on that. I made that just so everyone knows how to do that clearly, even though it's like pretty common sense. But yeah, guys, that's how we do it, man. That's how we do NFL, and we can make a lot of money this NFL season. Hopefully, the refs don't completely screw us over this year. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.